Hi, welcome to Soul Stretch, the online edition. My name is Dana, and I am working with the Holistic Center to bring you as many yoga classes as possible so that you can get a little bit of wellness from the comfort of your own home. So you can expect to see a Soul Stretch class every Sunday. So that's once a week that we'll get to practice together. So I hope that you can interact with me online. You can always leave a comment under each video and let me know what it is that you got from the practice or what you would like to see in the next class, because I would love to accommodate those that are watching so that I can tap into whatever it is that you need in this time. So for this particular class, we are going to be doing a Yin practice. So what Yin means is longer holds in different postures. So what that means is we'll be moving into certain poses and then holding them for at least a minute or longer in some cases. It's a really important practice because it allows you to tap in to the body's tissues and the muscles, and it allows you to just open up those tight muscles a little bit more, because when we're moving in and out of postures quickly, we're not giving the body enough time to really relax and deepen the stretch. So what I love about Yin so much is that it asks that you use your breath and relaxation along with stretching. So it's my absolute favorite. I think it's so beneficial. It's something we could all use, especially those that are at home right now. Whether if you're sheltering in place and you're working from home, a lot of us are sitting at desks, doing Zoom calls, typing reports, it's very difficult to pay attention to what the body needs when that becomes the norm. So I would like to offer this particular class for those that are working from home. And there's a lot of stagnant energy in the body, and you need to just release some of that tension. So I hope you enjoy this class. I have a lot of props. I think I've mentioned this before, but I love different props in my classes. And so what I have, because, we're all at home, we're not at a yoga studio. So I love using what I have. Maybe one day I'll invest in yoga props, but for now, these are working. So I'll continue using these. Right now I am sitting on a towel that's folded up. That's just to help elevate my hips so that I'm not rounding because my hips are a little tight. So I have 3 towels that are rolled up. And what that looks like is, so I just took a towel, folded it in half, and then folded it again. And then I either fold or I roll them. I like to roll them because it gives you a little bit more cushion. With a lot of the poses that we're doing today, the deeper the stretch that you want, the bigger the towel or the bigger the cushion you need, because it allows you to deepen your stretch oftentimes. And so that's what I did with these 3 towels. A couple of that one is folded, this one's rolled, and then I have a pillow just because I might need it for corpse or shavasana. And I have a couch pillow that is old and losing so much cushion, but it works for now. But this is what I use as my bolster. It comes in handy. So I have that. And then in this particular practice, we are going to be using a strap for one of our poses. You may have a yoga strap. I have a belt. So that's what I have. And that's what I'm going to be using for this practice. So you could use anything, a couple shoelaces, a belt, a cord, anything that is long and can hold the strength of a grip. So let's begin now that we have all of that out of the way. So let's find our seats, sitting comfortably on our mats. We begin to ground down, preparing the body for its practice. Slowly beginning to breathe deeper and deeper. Letting the muscles in the tummy give way, and just allow that breath to reach down deeper into your belly. And continue to breathe. For this particular practice, breathing deeply is really important. I mean, it's always important, but in order to open up the body even more, to open up the connective tissues, the muscles, and to activate the relaxation response in the body, you need to breathe, and you need to breathe deeply. So continue to breathe here. And for a moment, just imagine with each breath, the heart pumping blood throughout our bodies. Imagine it circulating throughout our entire body. Carrying with it oxygen and energy, keeping us alive and well. And then thanking the body for this seemingly simple thing that it does for us to keep us functioning. Something that's so automatic that we don't even think about, but so important. And sometimes we don't have the energy to engage in our practice, but sometimes it just takes us to sit down and get to it to create the energy. There's been so many times where I don't feel like working out, or I don't feel like practicing yoga, or I don't feel like doing anything. But I know it's a part of my self-care practice, and it's something that I need to do. And so if I could just get myself on my mat or get myself into the practice, I know the first 5 minutes are going to be a little difficult, but your body then gets into a rhythm. Energy is created and begins to move through the body. And we begin our practice. Continue to breathe. A few more breaths here. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes if they were closed. And from here, let's just wind up the shoulders just a little bit, because we are going to be doing a lot of work with our shoulders, opening up tight shoulders, which helps counteract the what one of my favorite yogis calls laptop asana, where you're sitting at your laptop and your shoulders are hunched over. Arturo Peel, he is a great anatomy teacher, and he coined that term. So sitting at your laptop, hunching your shoulders, rounding your back can be really detrimental to our posture and the spine. So we're going to be doing a lot of work with our shoulders and counteracting that by opening them up. And we're going to be doing some spine work where we're decompressing the spine, because when we're sitting for long periods of time, we are compressing the spine. And so opening that up a little bit creates a healthy flexibility within the spine. Okay, so let's move into our tabletop position. I'm going to stretch out my legs just a little bit because they were getting a little achy from being cross-legged. Okay. And from here, in our tabletop position, our knees are going to be hip-width apart, and we're going to slowly bring the palms out in front of us and move into our puppy pose. So this is just elongating the arms out in front of us, bringing the forehead to the mat, and allowing the heart to melt towards the mat. Now, I'm coming out of the pose, but you can stay in it if it is comfortable for you. If you're finding that you're having trouble in this posture, I'll invite you to use a prop. So a towel, a block, whatever it is that you have, you can place on the mat to bring the floor a little closer to you so that it's not as intense of a stretch, because we haven't done any warming up. That's definitely possible now. So I'm moving back into the stretch, placing my forehead on the towel and allowing my body to just relax. Allowing the heart to just melt towards the floor, opening up the shoulders. And of course, for a deeper stretch, you can remove the towel. Continue to breathe, allowing the body to just let go. You'll find as time goes on and as your breath begins to deepen, the body then finds a way to relax even more. With each breath, the body tends to open up a little more. The stretch tends to deepen just a little more. And you find yourself relaxing in spaces that you didn't really even notice that you were holding tension. Full body breath. Breathing into the side body. A couple more breaths here. And slowly begin to back out. Moving your arms back first, using the core to help you come back. Remember, you want slow, mindful movement in each posture that you do. Mindfulness is first and foremost. So coming out of that pose, we are going to move into our supported child's pose. And so what that looks like is on your knees, you are going to create some distance between the knees. And you're going to bring your large pillow or bolster and place it in between your legs. So you can also, if you want to create a little bit more height, once again, bringing the floor closer to you, you can place more of your towels so that you can create a little bit more support. So from here, we are going to gently begin to come forward and lie down on our bolster or pillow, making sure to sit our sits bones back on our heels as much as possible. I think I showed this in another class that if there is too intense of a stretch between the calf and the hamstring, I'm coming out of the pose, you can stay in it. You can use a pillow, a towel, or a blanket to create a little bit more space in between. So it'll look like that, and then you'll come forward between both legs. And begin to relax into your pose. Continuing your breath. My favorite thing for breathing is to imagine that my breath is like ocean waves. So it'll sound like a wave coming and going. Just like when you're at the beach and you hear the waves, there's no rushing of the wave coming in. It's not a quick movement. It's powerful, but it's a steady rhythm. Relax even further into your pose. Maybe you'll find that you can sit a little further back onto your heels. Let go of any tension that you may have in your head and neck and shoulders. And allow it to just be supported by your prop. If you've had your head turned in one direction, go ahead and turn it in the opposite. And see with each breath, each inhalation, if you can get that breath to reach into your back and side body. A few more breaths here. And slowly using your arms to brace you, roll up into your seated position. You can move your prop out of the way. So moving into our next pose, this one is really great for opening up the shoulders. We are going to come onto our bellies. Okay, you can take a couple cleansing breaths here, and then we are going to bring our right arm out to the side, and then we're going to use our left arm to help brace us. So the left arm is going to be bent and the palm is going to be flat on the floor, where the fingers are going to be tinted. So that means just using our fingertips. And from here, we are going to slowly roll to our right side. Creating a nice deep stretch in that right shoulder, opening the shoulder up. Now you can stay here if this feels good for you, or you can bring the left leg and bend it, placing the soles of the foot down, and then allowing the body to roll even further, really opening up that right shoulder. Remember, if you are feeling an intense pinch or a sharp shooting pain, that is a sign that you've gone too far. So don't do your body like that. Take care of it. Move out of the pose and honor yourself where you're at, what feels good for you. And it's a day-to-day thing. Some days this may feel really good, and some days it's a no. So honor where you're at and continue to breathe. Couple more breaths here. And slowly roll back and unwind. Coming back to center, aligning the body once again. We are going to now use our right arm to brace our bodies and elongate the left. And we're going to slowly roll onto our left side. And once again, if it feels right, you can bend that leg, place the sole of the foot down, and create a deeper stretch. Remember to breathe. You can always place the hand that braces, or that was used to brace us, behind the lower back to open up that right shoulder too. Continue to breathe. Couple more breaths here. And slowly begin to unwind. Move back up into our seated position. Moving from our seated position, we are going to move onto our backs. And this is where our handy dandy strap comes in. So whatever you have, feel free to pull it out now. So I like to start this posture off by bending my knees. And from here, we are going to hold onto our strap with both hands. Bring it around the bottom of the foot. Elongate the right leg, and the strap should be firmly around the bottom of your foot. Now, from here, you can then use your right hand to help guide your foot back further with each breath. Or you can stay right where you are, whatever feels good. If it feels good for you, you can also elongate that left leg. That makes this stretch even more intense in the hamstring. But because we are not doing hot yoga, or we haven't warmed up very much, feel free to keep that leg bent and then just work with your right leg that's elongated. And continue to breathe here. Keeping that shoulder that's used, keeping that shoulder on the right side plugged in and flat on the mat, as flat as you can. Inhale and exhale, allowing the stretch to deepen. Keeping that back flat on the mat, whether your leg is bent or stretched out in front of you. And with each exhalation, see if you can move that leg even further towards the body. I have particularly tight hamstrings and hips, so this is a great stretch for me to challenge myself. Keeping your chin tucked slightly to protect the spine. And slowly bend that right leg. Release it to the floor. Release your strap. And shake out your legs if you need to. And then we're going to move to the opposite side. So bring that left leg up to the sky. We're going to wrap the strap around the bottom of our foot. Once again, you can keep that right leg bent or stretch it out, whatever feels good for you. And begin to stretch that hamstring on your left leg. You'll find that one side is always a little bit more flexible or a little tighter than the other. Honor that difference in your body. Remember, tuck the chin slightly, keep the back flat on the mat, plug the shoulder back in and keep it as close to the mat as possible. And slowly begin to release that left leg back to the mat, letting the strap go. You can put your strap to the side. Relax here for a moment, taking a couple cleansing breaths. And from here, we are going to move into one of my favorite poses, the supported bridge pose. And so you are going to take a tightly rolled or folded towel blanket, or if you have a block that works well, it'll be a nice deep stretch. Me, I'm using my towel and I'm creating as thick of a roll as possible because I want this stretch to be as deep as possible. And from here, we are going to bring our heels as close to our fingertips as possible. We're keeping the core engaged and we're keeping the back flat to the mat as possible. And from here, we are going to scoop the pelvis up, activate the glutes, and move into our bridge pose. Then we're going to take our prop and place it under the lower back, under the sacrum, which is a little bone in your lower back. And this just supports the pose, this is a mini back bend, but it's supported and it's very comfortable. You can use a block, like I said, which is going to give you a much deeper stretch, which feels really, really good. But this is what we have today, or this is what I have today, so this is what I'm going to use. And it just decompresses the spine, the lower back especially, which is what we're using when we're sitting in our seats. I want a little deeper of a stretch, so I'm going to fold my other towel. I'm going to press my feet into the mat, and I'm going to place that other towel on top of the other. There we go. Creating a nice deep stretch in the low back. There's the supported bridge pose. And just settle in here once you get into a nice, comfortable space. And begin to breathe. So coming out of this pose, we are going to do what we did to get into it, and that is using the core, pressing the soles of the feet down into our mat, And engaging the glutes, lifting away from the floor. We can move our props out of the way. Coming back into our center. So from here, this one we're going to come back up to seated just to get our props situated. I'm going to move my bolster, my couch pillow back behind me. So to come into this particular posture, I used my bolster, my couch pillow, and I rolled a couple towels. You can do that with blankets as well, just so that when we lie back, it helps to deepen the stretch just a little more. So I use a towel or I use a pillow to help support my head, because it can feel as if you are now compressing the cervical spine, which is up here. So to get into this posture, you want bent knees. You want to bring your props as close to your lower back as possible. And you're going to gently lie back. Allowing the props to support your spine, but this is allowing your shoulders to open up, your heart space to open up. And we're going to gently bring our legs out in front of us. Get your movement out of the way. Your setting up of your props out of the way. And then when you are done with that, find a moment of stillness. And continue to breathe, allowing the whole body to relax. And to slowly come out of this pose, we are going to bend the knees and gently roll the body up one vertebrae at a time. And you can then move your props out of the way, just so that you can set them up for however you want your Shavasana, because that is what we're moving into next. So this is our final resting pose. And I like to, I like to have a neck pillow. And so I'll roll up one of these and place them underneath my neck. I like to have my bolster underneath my legs, just to create a little bit more support. And then we can lie back into what feels most comfortable for us. Remember, honor your body and find what feels good for you. So if you like to have more props, feel free to grab them. Shavasana is like one of the best parts of yoga. So finding our comfortable resting pose. A moment to allow the body to find stillness. No matter what practice you're doing, Shavasana is probably one of the most important. In our particular day and age, we don't find much time to find stillness and peace throughout our day. And so Shavasana, Savasana, corpse pose, whatever you call it, allows us, it gives us that time to just rest and to breathe and to reset. Begin to bring consciousness back to your body by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe taking a deep cleansing breath. Or stretching your arms out, stretching your legs out. You can begin to move your props out of the way. And however feels most comfortable, you can move yourself back to seated position. Thank you for practicing with me once again. I truly enjoy facilitating these classes for people of all shapes, sizes, colors, orientations. It is truly a blessing for me. And I hope that no matter where you are, whether you're working from home or you're an essential worker going out, no matter what type of work that you're doing, maybe you're not working at all, just being in this space and time is work. And so honor yourself, honor your body, honor your mind, your spirit. You truly deserve it, and you are here to be. You're here to give something, even if it's just a small interaction to instill hope in another human being, even if it is just to create something that may be appreciated 20, 100 years down the line. Just remember that you are here for a reason, and honor yourself and tap into what it is that makes you you. It is truly a blessing to be here. Thank you again for practicing with me. Be well.